Wait.
Oh,
Sorry. 3, 2,
3, 2.
1. There we go.
all right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bond Voyage Podcast, where, we bond about everything. Today's guest is Rebel Cleric. Hi.
Hello.
And I guess we're gonna start with introduction questions.
Absolutely.
So, who are you guys, and how long have you been performing?
I'm Sai Sake. I'm the front man, lead singer and guitarist for Rebel Cleric.
Oh, hi. I'm Kiwi. I play drums and I sing. I'm Raymond.
And how long have you been performing?
I'd say it's kind of a hard question. I'd say in terms of since our very first performance, it's probably been about 4 years or so since then. But as Rebel and Cleric, how it is now, because it was a bit of a messy beginnings, probably about 1.5, maybe 2 years now by now.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
So, what is the origin of the band, and what's your major inspirations?
Origins of the band. All right. So, I'm a bit of a I'm a bit of a Dark Souls nerd, and just to simplify things, my favorite is quite literally what everybody considers is the worst of the Dark Souls games, Dark Souls 2. And the whole Rebel and Cleric came from two of my favorite bosses from Dark Souls 2, from the Fume Knight, who's the Rebel, and then Velstadt, who's the Cleric, the guy with the giant chime hammer. And I just thought they were really cool, so I just kind of based it off of that.
Dark Souls 2 is pretty cool. At least it's kind of cool, the designs and the lore and how it
It sticks out the most, kind of like us whenever we play anywhere really. It kind of, I don't know, it kind of embodies the sort of vibe where we don't really try too hard to stick out. It just kind of happens where we just stick out the most out of whether it's any other performance or any other band that we're on the bill with and stuff like that.
Cool. And what's your favorite instruments to play?
From my favorite instruments, this is weird because it used to be piano, because that was one of the first instruments I ever played. But I couldn't move around and do flips with the piano, so I kind of had to, improvise and kind of pick up the sort of sister instrument to it, which is just the guitar, I guess. I know they're technically very different instruments, but I'd rather have something that I can walk with instead of be stationary,
My favorite instrument to play is the drums. I like drums. Yep.
Okay.
I like playing guitar. I like playing bass. I like singing. I like playing piano, but drums is my favorite and will always be my favorite. Yep.
Okay. And what's a favorite song to play, cover or original?
As for my personal favorite, I'd probably have to say Diet Dr. Kelp. One of our originals is definitely one of the best. It's just really fun getting the whole crowd to just scream, "Hit me!" It's just 2 words, so it's really easy to get everybody into it. I mean, who can't scream out 2 words twice,
Mm-hmm. But in terms of covers, I think our favorite to play for covers is definitely Fox. We open up a lot of our shows with Fox. So much fun every time. Huge kick through the door.
Dogleg ain't together anymore, so who else is going to play it? We are,
Yep. We've actually appropriated the song. It's ours now. In game.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
For legal reasons, in game.
In game.
In game.
Gotcha.
Exactly. My exact reaction.
Any upcoming projects or performances?
Well, as for projects, yes, we've got one coming up real soon. It's definitely our Crash Out album. It's called Chinese Takeout, and it's going to be our most old school punk aesthetic, kind of theme, genre, whatever you want to call it. It might even be our most controversial. I think I trash on vegans at least like twice in 2 different songs. I don't know off the top of my head, but it might be our most shit posty one. Just to, because like, what is it? When I started, we kind of started as a Midwest emo indie, emo band or whatever. I was like, maybe for this next project, I should get all the funny out, and then I'll go back to the sad and mopey shit. So just get all the funny shit out first. All right, maybe get a couple of crowd favors from that one, and then we'll go back to crying alone with our ear pods in.
Very dramatic. Very dramatic.
Yes.
I like crying. Crying's pretty fun. I like crying alone with my AirPods in. Yep.
Oh, man. I guess we're going to start with the general music questions.
Yeah.
Splendid.
So, which music genre do you feel is the most popular right now, and is it overplayed or overrated?
You might have to go
Hyperpop.
first. Oh,
Hyperpop.
that was quick.
It's the entire basis of hyperpop, and I would say the popularization of jungle and breakcore is heavily reliant on the stimulation of people's weird ADHD brains. I don't think there's much weight to a lot of it. Things like, honestly, Blade is pretty good. Blade is pretty good. And in terms of jungle and breakcore, Sewer Slut, phenomenal. And I've heard a lot of like smaller artists in those 2 genres really killing it, but there's a large majority of it that is very overplayed and overproduced, and it's mainly just for the stimulation of these TikTok ADHD children. So whatever. But that's just my take. That's just my opinion.
I feel you with the TikTok part. We'll get to that soon.
Yeah. We'll come back to that.
We'll come back to it. And what about you?
I would probably say, like, this was kind of a progressive thing for me because I used to love raves, but I'd just say whatever they're playing at rave, just rave music, period. And that could be, that may not be like a genre because there's all kinds of genres that you play at a rave. Yeah, no. But like, specifically, I gotta hone in on the whole rave thing specifically because, like, I don't know, after coming to so many cons, I've been coming here since, I've been going to cons since I was like 17. And I loved going to the raves. I love dancing. I love, starting dance circles, and all that stuff. But after a while, you go to so many cons, you would think that the kinds of songs they would play would kind of change over time, but it never does. They kind of just play the same stuff, and like, which isn't necessarily an issue, but I don't think that rave music specifically, to me, holds up that you can play it over and over again and nobody will get sick of it. Nobody will, like, I was really big on always going to the rave at every con that I would go to, and after what, like a couple of years, I was just like
kind of argument to that though. A lot of people don't go to every con, and a lot of the cons that we were going to had the same artists, so I'd understand that perspective, but there is some validity to your claims.
I suppose, but I mean, I've been to plenty of different cons. Most of them, a good chunk of them run by different people and whatnot. So they hire different people, and somehow it kind of sounds like it's the same people playing, but different DJs are listed, and you're like, why do I feel like I've heard this already before?
I feel ya. I kind of experienced that too with raves because I was like a massive fan, but then like, for example, for ASIN, like I loved going to them. I'm probably gonna go to it again for one last time, but at the same time, like I don't know, it kind of feels kind of the same, but that depends on the DJ and what type of music.
Yeah. There's definitely some favorites. There are some that stick out in in the roster, that like the cons that have like multiple DJs, like a good big list of DJs. There's a good handful that have something that stick out. There's one in particular that did I forgot which con this was at. Oh no, this was at MFF. There was like an emo night. There was like a Black Parade themed DJ set, and I was like, I gotta go hear that, cause like I I mean, technically you could make the argument, but Black Parade is the most overplayed MCR album, and it's like compared to the other Wish Wash, come on. Give me this. Just give me this. I'm an emo kid at heart. Just give me this set to scream, we'll carry on,
Yeah. I feel ya.
Honestly, if you feel that way, I recommend. I'm gonna make some music recommendations.
Okay.
Go on YouTube if you want good EDM rave music. Hor Berlin, HOR Berlin on YouTube. Great account for a wildly, I would say, wild variety of DJs and artists. And then Boiler Room has some great sets, great live sets they recorded put on YouTube, and they have live streams and stuff like that too. So, highly recommend. Great EDM stuff. I had to look it up real quick because that stuff's all there.
If I can make a recommendation off the top of my head, if you really want to have a meltdown in your bathroom while listening to something on full blast, pick any Machine Girl album.
Real.
For real.
You got a good point about Boiler Room, especially since Joji, one of his first performances was in Boiler Room.
Really? I did not know that. Very cool.
Yeah.
Sick. I didn't know that.
Joji is definitely one of my personal just inspirations as a person, not just as a musician, because I kind of like, I won't say the name of the YouTube account,
rambling
but
for like 30
I did
minutes.
start
So
as a YouTuber.
He's gonna run out of SD card space before this guy's done.
I don't know what he's whispering.
We'll catch it in his.
Anyways, like, I saw his transformation from Filthy Frank into Joji and how polarizing it was, but he got a lot of support. And like, there was like a small handful of people that said like, oh, his past is so problematic, and he kept flying. 88 rising, he was still rising. Okay, he didn't let nobody stop him. And I just kind of thought to myself, I'm like, you could. I know he separates the two. He appreciates his fans from his YouTuber days, but I feel like there's so much separation that he has between current him and what he used to do on YouTube that I kind of looked at that, and I appreciate both sides, and I'm like, why don't we just do both at the same time? I may not be focusing too much on my YouTube side anymore. We just post our footage online, but like playing a character, pushing boundaries, while still being as talented of an artist that Joji is, you could do both. I mean, that's kind of what I would love to sort of do, is just a sort of hybrid of that. Maybe not like perfectly split down the middle, but
That sounds really good. Yes, we'll get to the next question.
It was what is it? Our next performances, I think.
Oh yeah, we did miss that. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. As for our next performance, oh boy, in May 9th, we have an Anime Central. Sorry, I'll look at the camera for this. We have an Anime Central hype show, like a warm-up show. That's the weekend right before Anime Central. It's May 9th at the Ashbury Coffee House. We're co-headlining with the Tear Garden Collective. And I can't remember the other bands on the bill off the top of my head, but we've got a poster. I'm sure I could send it to you. You can flash it on screen or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. We're co-headlining with a band that I used to be in, way before I even started Rebel and Cleric.
Just listen to this guy yap. He just keeps going. Or does not stop.
Well, podcast episodes have to be long.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Whatever you say.
But anyways, yeah, no. We're playing at the Ashbury Coffee House. Doors at 7. Show is at 8 p.m. We're not morning people. May 9th.
I'm a morning person.
Be there. Or be square or something. I don't know.
I'm a morning person.
And then, of course, for our biggest show, and this is probably going to be our last show for a while, is, of course, our show at ASIN. We're going to be playing on the community stage, which is hilarious because the community stage is right next to all of the cosplay meetups, which is right next to all of the video game computers and tournaments. So it's all in that same area in the Donald E.
Yeah, I'm going to do the Overwatch tournament. I want to participate in the
You're
Overwatch tournament any way that I can.
You're going to stop in the middle of the set and just run towards him?
Oh, yeah. I'll go win that and come back. It'd be great.
I think one of my meetups or a meetup I'm going to be participating is going to be at the same concert, but we'll see. Be like, hey,
Oh, yeah, you'll be right next to us.
If you see some crazy shit go down, do not be afraid to pull out that phone because, I mean, we got some fans with some plans coming to that show. If there's chairs, God bless them.
Move them. Move all the chairs.
Chairs. Yes, back to, which music genre do you feel is the most underrated right now, and how do you feel it would get more recognition?
You go first.
What's the most underrated? That's rough. That's hard. Honestly, it's not as underrated. I was thinking earlier folk music of all varieties. Every country, every region every variety. I think folk music is highly underrated, needs to be sought after, explored, enjoyed by the masses. Somebody who I know kind of brought folk music back into the limelight would say be Jacob Collier. He was pulling out a lot of stops with folk music, but I would like to see a lot of that localization within music, that everybody's sitting down with a guitar or whatever the local instruments are, and they're all just singing the same song that they wrote about some hero from their town. That type of stuff is just, we need a lot more personality. There's a lot of personality missing. So yeah, folk music.
What about you?
For me, I'd say most underrated. Oh man, it's really funny that I'm going to say this because there's probably some fans of said genre that would have a thorough argument with me for bringing this up, but hardcore specifically, not just because of
underrated. I feel like I think a lot of metal and hardcore and punk is getting more popular right now. I think it's on its way up.
It may be on its way up, but in the current moment in time, it's still got a long way to go because like, especially in the sort of environment that we kind of want to bring that similar, not the exact, but similar energy with is, it's not just the music when it comes to our hardcore. It's the community. It's like the unspoken rules of being able to two-step it and mosh, and stuff like that, stage diving.
Bashing your head into the people in front of you.
Bashing your head into the people in front of you, behind you. It's it sounds very polarizing. It sounds very dangerous, obviously, especially to the corporate overlords that, run most of these cons. They're afraid of a liability. But the thing is, it's like I've been to so many hardcore shows, and some of them, I'll be real, I was scared.
I feel ya.
But the thing is, most of the time, people know, like I said before, unspoken rules. People know not to go straight into the people that aren't participating in the pit. People know not to actually karate chop somebody in the nuts.
And the people that do, get out.
And the people that do, well, I mean, I've seen what happens to them at the venues where they do that, More specifically, what bar ops does to them, just picking them up by the collar in their pants and kicking them out like saloon style,
By Felicia, my book.
One of the guys that got kicked out, he lost his shoe. I took it and got it signed by every band.
I love how you're just admitting to a crime right now. Like you're just admitting to stealing it.
Hey! I'll be more than happy to give it back to him once we get a good album photo of the shoe.
Oh sure.
All right. The shoe will be famous if we
actually messages us. We'll give it back. if you actually find a way to contact us, we'll give it back. But I'm pretty sure you have no idea we exist. So maybe one day. Maybe in 30 years. You'll get your shoe back if you care.
It'll be it'll be displayed in the location where it was lost.
Oh yeah. We'll put up a nice glass display. You ever come back and you're not banned for life from the Cobra Lounge, downtown Chicago?
Oh.
Huh?
Oh my gosh. Why do you feel international music became mainstream so that it could be like K-pop, Latin music, new wave in a way as well?
I'd say the internet did a real good job with connecting everybody that way. I know the internet's been around for a while, but even the internet is still really young compared to the grand scheme, that there's still tons of potential for things to explode. One of those being music. Back when I was in high school, everybody hated Asian people, They didn't really, they weren't really fun. I mean, yeah, I was in bumfuck, Corn, Wisconsin, but when I was just graduating high school, when I was a junior in high school, nobody liked K-pop. Nobody liked J-pop or anything that
people who didn't talk about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They hid it. Right when I was putting my foot out the door, graduating high school, was when the newer, younger kids started obsessing over K-pop, and from there it just kind of blew up, because that was around the time that anime and just Asian music in general, Asian influences and whatnot, sort of just went from niche, where you couldn't really talk about it with the general, your general friend group, or else they would think you're kind of weird, to everybody's talking about it now. So many programs, so many conventions, school clubs, and I'm just where was this a couple of years ago when I was obsessed with it, man? I don't even,
Yeah, definitely became a lot easier to access. Everything just, people talk, travel, peace times within, the major countries. And everybody was just oh, this is cool. This is cool. Some people got...
I know you.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, hello.
Hey, that's it. Did you guys perform tonight?
Yes.
No, what time did you guys perform? Because you're so
we,
good.
we were in the
Not this
what is it?
one,
The
but there'll be
talent show.
Yeah.
We won. We were like the first.
Alex might
We were
be.
like the first people.
You guys
that
won?
got announced.
I told you, you guys are so good. I literally told you good. Like, you guys want to get the crowd moving.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I remember from last night. I was like, yeah. Oh. Hi. Hey, can we take a picture? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, hey, this is great footage.
Yes, it is. Maybe B-roll footage. We don't know.
Look who we found.
Yeah, it's great. Honestly, it's
I honestly love the mask. Like every time they do it, it's so fun.
He undid his hair to let it flow, and I think the mask came off.
by the way,
and I'm
this is my
like,
friend. Amazing. Like, really, really good.
you'll see the footage online.
I'm
once we post
excited.
it on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
It was 3 minutes. We just got up there, set everything up, played for 3 minutes, got the hell off. It was like the quickest show.
You guys are good.
It's fine. B-roll footage or something. We'll see.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Great to see you guys.
Yeah, no. Take care.
I really love their cosplays, not gonna lie.
Good cosplays, yeah.
Their cosplays are really nice.
Oh yeah, A1. Okay. Next, what was the question?
I think we were like in... why do you feel that international music became mainstream?
Oh yeah. I was in the middle of saying how.
I already yapped for that. So
Yeah.
maybe you can.
Internet,
take some-
peace times, travel. People go from one place to another. This is pretty cool. They take it back home, and then people in America was like, well, I don't want to have to pirate every single anime that I want to watch. So what if I just widespread translations, make it a service, subscription, maybe some ads, and everybody's watching anime. Everybody's appreciating all of Asian culture. Just suddenly out of nowhere. The internet is a fine thing, my friends. A fine thing.
I gotta give credit where credit is due, though. This is a bit of a side tangent, but to my Mexicans out there, you were ahead of the fucking game, all right? Y'all were ahead of the game. When Dragon Ball aired in Mexico, and that shit was happening, all of the televangelists down there saying that, oh, Dragon Ball Z this is the devil's show. This is the devil, and then all the Mexicans were like, damn, I kind of want to see this show. Hell yes. But they were ahead of it. They were ahead of the time. All right, I gotta give them that. They were way more ahead of the time than anybody in America. Anybody in the U.S.
Well, thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, I think there's a factor that a lot of people didn't know that some things were anime. Like, people didn't know Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Beyblade. They didn't really know that was called anime. I would even go as far as to say they had no idea. And then when they discovered that, they're like, I need to learn more about this. Where should I go? Internet.
That's true. I didn't know Sonic X. I didn't know that was an anime alongside Yu-Gi-Oh! Until like years later. Because I used to like trash anime when I was young, and I'm like, how the tables have turned.
Oh yeah. And now you come to anime conventions.
That's an understandable thing with pretty much every fandom in existence. I've got some furry friends that used to hate furries. All right, back when they were like younger, you know. Like you get that in every fandom. You like there's like a good window of people that start by making fun of people who, you know, who like that shit, and they're like, oh, you actually like that shit, like loser, you know. And then they finally, you know, take a crack at it, and they're like, holy shit, My Little Pony's my favorite show of all time.
Real as
Really?
freak.
Yeah, no, it's real.
Real
It's
as
real.
freak.
I may not be speaking entirely from experience, but it's real, you know?
Especially with the brony community. Ooh. Ooh. Right. Thoughts on how memes and social media like TikTok affects the music we listen to today? Do you feel it's a positive or a negative?
There's a lot of positive. A lot of things spread really quickly. A lot of people who never would have had a chance to see the limelight, they hit it real big, real quick, out of nowhere, and they get to live off that for the rest of their life. Then there's a negative side to it. The whole problem that, God, what's this guy's name? Frank Ocean? Is it Frank? No, Steve Lacy. Right?
Oh,
Yeah, he kind of had a whole mental breakdown over the idea that everybody knew the lyrics to like the 30 seconds to a minute long of his song, and then nobody knew any of the rest of it. So everybody would go to his show, be like, oh my god, I love your music, take out their phone for the first minute, and then sing along to the lyrics. What a wonderful feeling, amazing. And then for the bridge and latter half of the song, not a single person said a word, and all their phones were gone. I find that to be completely repulsive, and it's a little crazy that the attention span and popularity of a song is entirely reliant on the time limit of a platform, but whatever. I think that's a huge negative side to the whole memification of songs.
what about you?
It's a bit of a complex issue because with shortened attention spans and the sort, and just the fact that the entire, being able to put your music out there, the entire game changed, basically,
When did 5 minutes become a long song? Can we talk about that? When did 5 minutes become a long song?
I mean, you're talking to the guy who listened to, like, punk growing up. I mean, 3 minutes is pretty long for me, but, like,
That's insane to me. That's just absolutely crazy. Like, I know that most of the Beatles catalog was all 2, 3, 4 minutes, but you listen to any classic rock song, it's at least 4 or 5 minutes. At least, if not longer. I never understood.
you're the pipeline. You're the pipeline to go, like, straight into fucking Dream Theater and Rush, and you're listening to that shit for like several hours.
21 Twelve by Rush is my shit. That is my.
Once you start listening to songs longer than 3 minutes, boom! Now you're spending an entire night just listening to one Dream Theater album.
Oh yeah, I mean, I could actually sit here and sing the entirety of 2112 by memory, like the whole thing, front to back. That's like a 20-minute song, and I know all of it.
I got you for like the first 3 minutes.
That's a little bit of the strong together, but you get my point.
The only song I know about that one's the "Welcome to the Twilight Zone."
And that's a what?
Like, it's part of that album. It's like a song where it goes like "Welcome to the Twilight Zone" or something like that.
Welcome to the Twilight Zone.
No, wait. You say Rush, right?
Yeah. There's a song called
I think there is.
Twilight Zone.
It's just called Twilight Zone, but there's no relations to the show.
Oh, I've actually never heard that song.
Post editors fact check this.
Yeah, I
right?
actually.
We're gonna have to.
I don't think I've ever heard that. Like, I'm like a huge Rush fan. I don't think I've ever heard of that. I'm
I'm
gonna
at-
have to look that up. Hold on.
I gotta double check that. Actually, also, 1 second.
Am I in frame? Yeah, the Twilight Zone by Rush. On the
Really?
2012 album. I've literally never heard that before in my life.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Oh, I was right.
You just outrushed my drummer.
How?
That's a feat.
I've literally never heard this before in my life. That's incredible. I'm listening to this later.
Oh
Awesome.
shit!
Well, look at that.
It's like a butterfly effect or something. No, I mean
This was
it's
a
like,
canon event.
Is this kind of an event? Is this Deja Vu?
Did we say inspirations? Like direct inspirations?
I think you did.
I only remember saying Joji. That's about it.
You didn't go into it.
Okay, yeah.
Dog leg. Old gray. Kawanashi. Peter from Kaonashi.
Kaonashi.
Black Jack. Asian Jack Black. Yep.
Slam poetry, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, no. Everything he just named off, like Old Gray, Dogleg, Kaonashi. Kaonashi is literally the only band that's still playing to this day. As of, I don't want to jinx anything, but like, yeah, no. Most of our inspirations come from that window of bands where everybody just rushes the stage, sings the words, like instead of the, like pop singers or whatever, like doing that. No, I want them climbing on the stage, grabbing the mic from my hand and screaming the lyrics so that I can just
Yeah, you do that to him. I'm oh shit. Please don't go anywhere near me. Please, like, don't touch me, please. Thank you. I'd appreciate that.
I'm okay with it. I can't speak for my drummer, but look, if you if I'm plucking
touch him, all right? You can touch him all over.
Hey
dog pile. Hey, what?
Hey yo.
But yeah, no. And I mean, Kaonashi. I mean, their band name alone is already like a direct, direct reference to the No Face from Spirited Away, Kaonashi. They don't really lean too much into like the anime aspect, if at all. It's mainly just their name that's a reference to it. But there's an unspoken like nerd culture that they've sort of gathered.
A lot of the songs they handle a lot of like childhood nostalgia, reminiscence of that era of
their songs are very personal, very dark. And their juvenile way of explaining things kind of like brings you back to those times when you're hearing it, because like that, like when you listen to their lyrics specifically, you're like, I remember thinking this exactly when I was in high school or when I was younger or whatever, And then Peter, the genius he is, Peter Rono. In the middle of such an emotional track, he hits his sampler and you just hear, "You what?" or the, like just a sample from SpongeBob, or like it's right before a drop. It's like sort of, and it's sort of unspoken, that it kind of activates neurons in your brain. Like, I remember that. Actually, I think this phases into one of the questions about interpolation and sampling.
Oh yeah, we should get to that.
Yeah.
So, why do you feel that music covers became so popular, and does interpolation sampling count as covers?
I would say no. It does not count as covers. It's a little more specific than that, considering there's a lot of bands that they and the thing is, most of the time, especially with hardcore bands, this is only stuff that you hear live. Like, you don't hear any of this on the actual studio tracks because of the whole copyright thing. It's dicey, sure, but covers, no. It's sort of like a spark plug almost. Like it like starts something in your brain when you hear the sample of, like, I don't know, just out of like a speech from Rick and Morty or something like that, or like a line that you always heard as a kid from like your favorite show. Just those
During the few
words.
moments that we have left, I'd like to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here will easily understand.
And that's a good example my drummer brought up, because like Cult of Personality, that's an old song. So they've been doing stuff like that, you know? And because of how broad you can be with it, it doesn't necessarily, it doesn't necessarily have to be like anything specifically, just something that you've heard before or can remember from either the song or the live performance. And that could be a Malcolm X speech, or that could be, SpongeBob going, "Ah!" and then, and you will, but no matter what, both of those things do the same thing. You remember that. It either sends like a wave of nostalgia down your spine, and it might make you want to just say it out loud, Yeah.
Good. Nice. What about you?
What?
Oh, on the question.
I said no. I don't think sampling is covers at all. There was a question about the popularity. Yeah. Okay. Covers. I feel like they became popular due to a lot of people like to be in touch with the creation process of music and sort of not viewing it as something that's so out of reach, where a lot of pop music and the old way to get into music was you had to get noticed, get picked up by a record label, sign, and then you have to do a certain amount of songs, records, whatever. But I think people posting covers online and covering songs that they really, really like, it sort of gets you in touch with that creation process and I could cover this music too. I could sit in front of a camera and record a song on guitar, and other people can give me tips on how to improve or shit talk me, compliment me, interacting with other musicians and other people who like music, like the same music that you do. There's a lot of positives to it.
It almost functions as like a sleeper agent, where if you play like a specific sample, let's say it's a sample from an anime, like a speech that you and fans of that show know, and you play that, you look to the audience and you see who gets it. That is the musician or whoever's performing targeting where their people like them or their demographic is. If you play like what, say a sad speech from Naruto in like a bar where it's nothing but like boomers, having a drink after work, you're not really gonna see a whole lot of them turn their heads like, oh yeah, Naruto, I love Naruto. Like, they're not gonna be like that, So it's kind of an algorithmic sort of tactic, is playing samples that a specific, maybe niche group of people will recognize and be like, I know where that's from, you know?
Yeah.
And thoughts on the rise of especially anime cover bands, and why do you feel this rise happened like overnight?
It makes a lot of sense as to why it happened overnight. Technically, to me, at least, the rise in popularity of anime in general kind of happened overnight, because before I knew it, the show that everybody thought I was a loser for watching, all of a sudden everybody starts watching it and says, "Oh, it's genius," and you're just like looking like John Travolta from Pulp Fiction, like, what?
What show would that be? And what show would that be that nobody enjoyed and then they enjoyed?
Well, look, it happened with so many other shows, but like, I'd say like maybe JoJo's. Happened with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh yeah.
Happened with My Hero. My Hero. Everybody, it was kind of flip-flop.
Something I hear quite often with that same sentiment is One Piece.
Yeah.
A lot of people hated One Piece, and then we're like, wait, this is art.
I'm sorry, guys, but I like the live action One Piece a little bit more than the anime.
I haven't
know,
seen it.
I know.
I got
I've
no
never
opinion.
seen it. I don't want to trash it. I heard it was good, so it's like, so I'm like, I'd like to believe it, you know. Netflix gave it a shot, you know. They might have, screwed up with Cowboy Bebop, but maybe they learned their lesson with One Piece. I
There's
believe
a
it.
Cowboy Bebop live action.
It got canceled after season 1.
Oh, thank God. That sounds tragic.
It had a good cast, and visually, like, they had like a good team, but at the same time, they kind of fumbled it. Not gonna lie, from what I heard.
That scares me. The concept of a live action Cowboy Bebop, that has to be done really well.
I heard that they Joss Whedon it, and from what I've seen, I'm like, yeah, this feels more like a Firefly copycat than a Bebop adaptation, and that's not good. Oh, and which is the best and worst anime song cover you ever heard in like an official anime? So like an example of that would be like the pirate rap in the 4Kids dub of One Piece.
I'd say it's really hard. It's really hard to answer because, like, I wouldn't per se say that I've heard a bad anime opening, but there is. I would consider this not bad, but severely overrated for a couple of reasons. It's not because the song itself is bad. I'll start with the bad. Silhouette by Kanabun. That song for Naruto. Basically the one Naruto opening that pretty much everybody knows. The only reason that I don't really like Silhouette is because I've heard all of Kanabun's other songs, and they're so much better, in my opinion, like so much better, and would work so much better as an anime opening, and they chose Silhouette. I mean, no hate on no like actual hate on the song. It's still a good song compared to...
Is that the one that goes like the...
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, is that one?
The one that Filthy Frank used in when iDubbbz and him were Naruto running in the footage. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, that one. I feel I don't really want to blame that for it being the reason as to why like it was so overused, but like I'd say like if I wanted to recommend my personal I hope I pronounce it right. My personal favorite Kanabun song would probably be Mitaku Nai Mono. That song. Oh my goodness. I can only dream of being good enough to cover that one.
That song sounds familiar.
Yeah, it goes like Mitaku Nai Mono wa minakute iyo. Like that would go so hard. I've seen like fan-made anime openings, even though it's not an anime opening, but people slap footage to the song, and I'm like, that makes so much sense. How is this not an opening? Like, but anyways, in terms of best opening, me personally would probably be around the time that I was like at the like maxing out my my sort of weeb phase, I guess. It was I think the second opening to My Hero Academia, Peace Sign by Kenshi.
Oh yeah.
Yonesu.
That's a good song.
Oh, goodness. I mean, Kenshi has a lot of really good songs. I mean, you've got Chainsaw Man, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, the Chainsaw Man opening, that slaps. But like Kenshi's song, Peace Sign, really sort of inspired me because, like, he had a voice, he has a voice that no other Japanese artist has. He's got a very distinct voice. You know it's Kenshi Yonesu singing. It cannot be anyone else. It is just his voice. And his voice, I'm going to be real, it's weird as hell. He's got a weird voice, but it sounds so good. Like, two things can be right at once. You can have a weird-ass voice, but sound so good singing with it. I feel like my voice is weird as hell. And that was like before I even considered, being in a band. I was still in high school, But when I heard that and I sang along to it, it kind of, like, that was kind of where the switch happened, where I'm like, maybe I could do it, yeah. Kenshi can do it. He might be more talented than me, but, like, if he's got a weird-ass voice and he can make it sound good, I can figure out a way to make my voice sound good, Like...
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Go check the camera 1 second.
Sure.
All right, we're back at it again. What about you? Which...
I have no opinion. I do not know any songs. I'm completely out of the loop on that one. But what I will say...
My drummer's AI generated,
An anime opening I do like. I'll just say an anime opening that I like. I think the Death Note anime opening is fire. Like, I think that's pretty fire. But yeah, I don't really have much opinion on I don't know any anime song covers. I have no clue. Not a clue, so yeah.
For me, I think the best one I've heard was Bradio's Flyers. There's like a bunch of covers, but there's like one specific cover group. They never released a song after that. Like, it's been like years since they made a cover. I think they like stopped, but that was like their final song on their page, and that's a good way to go out because that's a really good cover song. And as for worst, Naruto. Oh shit! Oh, the camera. It was fine.
Battery dead.
No, I don't know. It's like recording weird. It probably has to cool down. But anyway, I would say Bluebird. I'm sorry, anime Naruto fans, but I hate Bluebird.
Oh man. I'm a big Naruto fan. Bluebird is not one of my favorites. I like pretty much all the Naruto openings, but I have some very manifest favorites. Mainly all the punk ones. I will totally give you Bluebird. Yeah, no, that's not the first song I would think of as to being one of my favorite Naruto openings. I forgot to state the covers. I forgot to state the anime opening covers. My bad. I'll keep it short. Off the top of my head, I haven't come across a bad anime opening cover, but a really good one. Peace Sign by Kenshi Yones. Jonathan Young, however you pronounce it.
Oh, he's Jonathan Young.
Yeah, Jonathan Young. One of the best covers I've ever heard of an anime opening, and he also found a way to make it work with his voice because he dropped the key way down so that he can more comfortably sing it in English, and it's holy crap.
Hey, I got that camera at home too.
He maintained that. He maintained that energy.
I got that camera at home too. What the heck?
Yeah, you gotta get another angle now.
Nice.
Right.
And okay. So, which cover bands do you support and recommend? Because I could think of a few, but what about you?
Cover bands?
Off-Nonius.
Shout out to our
Shout out to RJ. Shout out to Julio. Shout out to guitarist name
Ju Young.
No.
Oh, you're right.
No, not Ju Young. Ju Young, RJ. My favorite white boy. And then, bro, how can I not? Hold on. This is embarrassing.
It happens.
Well, I'll buy him some time. I'd say Spirit Bomb is a good one from Indiana. We played with them before.
Shout out to Mike, Julian, RJ, and Jason, the goats, the absolute goats.
As for like, I don't really know a whole lot of like anime opening cover bands specifically, but one I can at least recommend is Spirit Bomb. They're from Indiana. We met them at a previous con. When they heard us play Helena by My Chemical Romance, their drummer Damien, he fell in love with us, and we ended up playing together at the Subterranean. We opened for them, and he got his ass on stage, and I just let him sing the rest of Helena when we played it there. So, and like, that was one of my favorite moments, easily. Like one of my favorite moments, one of my favorite shows. I cannot wait to find an opportunity to meet them again. It's kind of hard considering they live not like too far, but like a decent ways away that we can only ever meet at like special occasions and whatnot. But yeah, no, Spirit Bomb. I'm gonna recommend them.
I actually met Spirit Bomb like I think in February or early. No, because they performed here like a few months back, and they're coming back for ASIN week.
Really?
Where are they playing in Asen?
They're not playing at ASIN per se, but
like around it. Where do they play? Do you
Like
know?
week before, week after, like
I think like a day before ASIN.
Oh.
Do you know where?
Last time I checked was like in downtown. It's definitely listed on their Instagram. I'm definitely gonna like post it in the pic. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, concert is still available because
I love you, Damien. I love you.
you guys are awesome, by the way.
It's KK's Slider.
Oh.
But yeah, like they're like a band I saw and like they're really cool. And then there's one like band that's like norteño called Shinigamis del Norte, and they like sing anime cover songs but in Spanish, and then like estilo banda, and it's really good too.
What was the La Muerte? What was the band name called again?
Shinigamis del Norte.
I think a con friend of mine, his name is Octavio. I remember he ran a panel and he mentioned them before, and I was like, that name sounds really familiar. I gotta look them up.
Wait, is this person Mr. Otaku official? Mr. Otaku. Oh my gosh! But didn't he like dress up as Cepillín one time or something?
Huh?
Did he dress up like Cepillín one time with makeup?
I think. I mean, he's got a friend that always cosplays as a luchador, like with him.
Oh shit!
I think you might have met him.
I did talk with him one time. I think I can't remember the name, but if it is that person, that's awesome. That's awesome.
But yeah, no. Oh, shout out to Octavio.
Shout out to you, man. And, all right, we're in our final question,
Nice.
which is, since the name is Bond Voyage, which is a song that you would sing for a bonfire or farewell?
Cover? Vulcan Death Grip
Vulcan Death
by
Grip.
Old Grey. That would be the cover if we.
Added to Animal Crossing.
Oh shit, it's Christian. Oh god. We're doing an interview right now. We're wrapping up though.
Christian here seeking a boyfriend. Free cups.
Without the cum.
Hey, yo!
Yeah, because remember he used to drink Fanta with orange Fanta specifically with his cum.
Oh nah.
That's vile.
That's vile.
Awesome.
Oh god.
Anyways, yeah, for a cover,
You make sure that's not opened already.
a cover that we would play for a bonfire or a farewell, we typically like to play this song called Vulcan Death Grip by Old Grey. Very heartfelt, cry a lot, painful, sad, love to scream. It's a wonderful acoustic song. You could play it on acoustic. It would sound great, sound amazing. Highly recommend. And then for an original that we would play for a farewell.
For a good farewell, I mean, I'd say And the Rain Will Fall. That's a nice chill one. That's a nice chill one. We don't usually play that one either because, like, you know, I know it's like high energy punk and stuff like that. But I know that there's some performances out there that have like the sort of chill moments. I remember playing it for our very first full acoustic set, and it actually sounded pretty fire, from what I remember.
Oh yeah, no, it was good. It was good.
Honorary mention for a good cover. Well, it's got to be Campfire Song,
Well,
the SpongeBob
yeah, but
song.
that's
You
like-
know, it's like
Yeah, that's like low hanging fruit.
I guess, I suppose.
That's like okay.
That's why it's just honorable mention.
for a bonfire campfire song. Of course. Yeah. That's like it.
All right. You may not think it's honorable, but I do.
I think
so.
it's honorable, but did it need a
It's
mention?
not our main option, okay? All right. You got the sad, mopey first option. I'll gladly move it to the honorable
more
mention. Are you?
Huh?
I don't know what to say for the outro.
Bonjour.
I should leave that up to you.
Bye-bye.
I drove
revoir.
blanks.
And first, I guess one final social medias for the people to follow and check out.
Let's see. At Rebel and Cleric, REBELANDCLERIC, for pretty much all of our socials on Twitter, or X if you want to be, you know.
It's actually X.com.
If you want to be that guy about it, yeah. YouTube, Bandcamp, Instagram. Instagram is where we post most of our flyers for our shows. And
Yep.
that's about it, yeah. Watch all of our footage on our YouTube of the same name, Rebel and Cleric. Who knows? You might see yourself in the footage. Who knows? You might have taken the footage. I don't know, because
Yeah,
I mean,
you got a
we
3DS
take
at home?
submissions from
you got a weird
fans if
digital
they.
camera at home. Come to our show, record it, send it to us.
If you got a 3DS with a camera on it, come to our show and film it.
Do it.
We'll throw the audio in there too, peak and everything.
And if it's a DS Lite, good for you, I guess.
Whichever one has the worst quality, bring that one.
Anybody with a camcorder or a VHS camera, hit us up. Okay, we need some crazy music video quality, and so that would be really cool.
Make that analog horror come, guys.
Oh yeah.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you for the interview, guys. And for those who are watching, thank you for tuning in, and see you on the next one. Goodbye. Bon voyage.
Bye-bye. Au revoir.
Oh, were you recording? I was like, oh shit, let's go. Well, that's why we had 3 mics. Hey. All right, here we go.